All right, guys, time to check out another Grand Seiko. I almost feel like we're foreshadowing. Maybe. We'll see. But big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces down in Naples, Florida for allowing me to check out this one and share it with you guys. So let's get right into it. This is, of course, the end of autumn, they call it. It is the SBGA429, and it has a retail price of $5,000. So $5,000 straight up will get you one of these bad boys. And what do you get for that money? Well, I think you get a pretty spectacular watch. 39 millimeter case. Lug to lug is 46.8. You can see it has drilled lugs. Obviously, I don't need to talk too much about the finishing on Grand Seiko. When you go to the Grand Seiko line, you're going to get the best finishing in the business, period. Now, the movements are also spectacular. Thickness on this one, on a little bit thicker side, I think, for a watch like this. I feel like this is kind of like a dress, casual, everyday wear type watch. I think you could pull this one off, no problem. 12.9 thick, but that's including the double dome sapphire crystal. 19 millimeter lug width. Bracelet tapers down to 18. It has screw pins, so sizing it will be a piece of cake. And then it has a fully milled out fold over clasp with no micro adjust. So you do have half links on each side, so you should be able to get a good sizing on this guy. Display case back, which we'll try to do a close-up of that. That part is really cool as well. Screw down crown, 100 meter water resist. Of course, we're going to have the 9R65 movement in here for that clean sweep. I mean, look at the sweep on that seconds hand. It's difficult to top that. The dial on this thing, Grand Seiko does amazing dial. Heck, I mean, Seiko in general does a great job with their dials. The finishing on the Grand Seiko, though, is where it really shines. Additionally, the movement, I mean, really everything about it. They do everything kind of over the top. So applied GS logo up there. And then the handset, Dolphin style handset, very, very sharp. Look like weapons if you could, get them out of the watch. They're extremely sharp and then brushed on top. Absolute perfection. I love the pop of green on there on the seconds hand and the power reserve indicator, which I did wind it up a little bit. It is a spring drive. So 9R65 is a spring drive. It has a 72-hour power reserve if you get a full wind on it. The accuracy on this, plus minus 15 seconds per month. On a Seiko, you'd be happy if you can get those kind of levels per day, right? Well, this one does it per month. So extremely accurate. I also like that if you notice on the top of the center stack, the post there, it is capped off. So little subtle things like that, attention to detail. What I'm pointing at here is on top of the seconds hand, it's a nice, clean, polished cap. I mean, look at some other watches, guys. Look closely at some of your other watches. You'll be kind of surprised. You'll be like, oh, wait, why is that not capped off? I don't know. It just isn't. So nice framed out date window at the 3 o'clock. Of course, there's no loom on this one. So if that's going to be a deal breaker, then so be it. But low light visibility with this thing is still going to be pretty good just because of the way it catches light. I mean, you can kind of see how it just catches those polished and brushed surfaces in there. And it just catches the light really good. So signed crown, fingerprints are extra. Here's a look at the movement. Spectacular job on the movement. They kind of ghost onto the crystal there on the back, the GS logo. But 30 jewels in this thing. And you can see the whirly bits going on in there. So it has the spring, a mainspring that holds the energy, but then it has a quartz oscillator that keeps the timekeeping in check. So that's how they kind of mix mechanical and electrical together to get that extreme accuracy performance. So well done on that. Let's pop this on my wrist so you can see what it looks like on a 7¼ inch wrist. Easily can pull this off. Seiko has that magic, I'm telling you. Listen, it's a Grand Seiko, but it still has that Seiko magic that we like, whether you go with like say a smaller watch. Say you're used to like the larger divers, the MM200s, the MM300, but then yes, you can pull off an Alpinist, which is 39 millimeter. That's where this one kind of feels. It feels more like that Alpinist, where I can, you know, all day long I can wear my Turtle, and then when I get home and I want to like do a little more dress casual, I could pop this on, or an Alpinist or something like that, and it still feels equally at home on wrist. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.